life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, good morning. How you doing, folks? This is 1100 WSGI, and we are live right here in Robertson County. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your Monday morning, cold morning. Scrape your windows. You're going to need some extra time to scrape your windows. I went out, and my windows needed scraping this morning. And, oh, well, it's just like it. I was early, too, you guys. I was early, and I got out there, and my windows were ice covered. I have new guests. Well, not really. They've both been here before. Y'all both been in here. We're talking to Perry and Katy Miears. I love it's Katy Perry. You know, that's like, is that like the forever joke with you guys?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Everybody's like, hey, it's Katy Perry.
That's how they remember.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's handy.
You say we were the original.
I love
The
that.
original
Yes.
Katy Perry. Uh-huh.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, these are going to be new sponsors here at 1100 WSGI on one street over, and I'm so excited, you know, and very selfishly because Perry's been helping me with music for, I don't know, off and on since I met you, really. I'd knock on his door and say, hey, will you help me figure out the chords on this, real simple chords, because I'm not very good, because we just discussed the fact that I don't practice, but I like to play music sometime, and I want to get better, you know? And so, and you have Perry's music, right? Mr. Perry's music. Mr. Perry's
right.
music. I keep having to correct myself from the whole School of Rock thing, and that's a whole, we just won't even go there. But
It's Mr. Perry's music, and we call it the Rock House.
yes, I love it. I love it. And so, and this is a place I'm going to bring my grandson in there and get him through the band camp eventually. I'm gonna hijack him for and do the summer thing, because y'all do the summer camps,
Yes.
and I want him to have that experience. And so we've got all that going on. You know where the place is. It's right there on the main. It's a great location, by the way. You just got to love it. And so you got all the kiddos in there. And I got to tell you about one of the kids that used to have lessons right before me. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a minute. They're going to be here with us for an hour, because I want you to meet them before we start talking about them all the time. And then we have Katy, who has got Katy Did It. And I love your stuff. And the way I found out about what you do is through Dr. Chris Causey.
Yep.
because you had been in or something, and he had said something about knowing you, and then started talking about it. And I was like, I didn't know she did that, but you have Katy did it.
Katy did it.
What is Katy did it? So I can explain it, but you do.
Yeah. Well, so it's basically a interior design remodel business. We started a few years ago, and we kind of do everything from sprucing up somebody's living room to just kind of freshening up new rugs, new curtains,
Christmas decorations.
Oh yeah.
Christmas
That's
decorations.
right. You do Christmas. You can go decorate people's houses.
We can,
now.
yeah. But we do, and then we do small remodels. Bathrooms, kitchens. We do cabinetry. Just kind of anything to make your space look pretty.
Do you do just consultations? Like if somebody says, I want you to come in and kind of show me what I need to do, but I want to do the work myself, or is it just pretty much what everybody needs?
So we do free consultations where I'll go in, listen to the client, hear what they need, take a look at the space, drop whatever the plan would be and let them know what the cost would be. But for people that want to do it themselves, I do a DIY plan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That comes with like step-by-step instructions. If there's things to buy, it'll come with links and photos and a design board. But I will say my most popular package is full service because it's kind of fun for people. We literally take over everything. We purchase everything, store it, assemble it, and then we go in and set it all up. And we do a big reveal, kind of like, you see on a TV show, which is really fun for a lot of clients. We kind of ship them out for the day and we roll in and their space, if you follow my page and look at their photos, it looks completely different when we're done. So it's a lot of fun for people to walk in and, see it all brand new.
I think that is so cool. Well, see, I'm learning all about this because I've been, I've been friends with Perry for a long time and known you through him, and I knew what you did, but I didn't know you did it like that. Yeah. That's cool. Because we've all loved those shows where it's like, here it is now, and now here it is. Yeah. We all should do our before and after things, right?
Yes,
we all should do. It was something I cleaned up at school the other day, and I thought, I wish I'd have taken a before picture.
Exactly.
And said, do you remember what this looks like?
Yeah.
Now look at it. But anyway.
I kind of feel like we're that husband and wife team. What's the name of the one that does the remodels?
Joanna.
Fixer upper.
Yeah, because
we're not there yet, but
we fight a little bit, while we're working. But,
we would make really good TV. We would.
We probably.
Oh, I think you would too.
And our whole family, we have a big crazy crew, and everybody's involved. And it takes a big
why don't you just
crew.
put it up there and do it? Because
I know.
you have a camera that's an advanced camera in your pocket.
Yeah,
That's one thing.
People don't realize. Yeah.
No, they don't. With audio video production now, with what I'm doing with the kiddos. I told my principal, every single kid needs to come through my class because they're everyone broadcasters. Yeah. Every one of them are broadcasting their life, and they need to understand the implications of that. But with that said, creative people like yourselves, you can turn your life. And I've got 2 or 3 friends right now that are putting out new comedies. They're putting out little sitcoms, and they're based out of a church. Everybody's trying to do little comedies. But reality TV has always been fun to watch. Yeah. And y'all do have an interesting dynamic because of the music. Because you pretty much play anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I dabble with about anything.
He blows my mind. He really does. And super talented. If you're looking for music lessons, guys, Mr. Perry's Music.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's what we're going to be doing as sponsors. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, we're going to remind you that if you're looking for music lessons. Here's the guy. And some days we may focus more on music. Some days we may focus more on what you're doing with Katy Did It. I think we really need to be focused on this Christmas decoration thing. Have you got some openings?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we sure do.
Because once people realize you do that and offer that, you can get booked up now. Yeah. Because I know some people who do that, and I don't think they have any availability at all. I think they've been booked up for a while. Yeah. And so when you said that, I'm like, for sure.
That's what we find a lot too is people either don't have the time to do it themselves or it's overwhelming to them, just design in general that, we'll have clients that have that big giant wall that's been empty for years because they're nervous about what to put on it or they don't think it's going to look right. And so that's something we do, it provides peace of mind. It's like, come in and you don't even have to worry about it. We're going to decorate it, make it look right where you can enjoy it and it not be a stressor. So same thing with Christmas decorations. Some people it's like, I don't even have time. I don't want to
keep up with the Joneses too. Next door is looking good. You're like, we gotta do something about that.
That's hysterical.
Have you seen The Grinch? The movie The Grinch with
oh yes, the competition.
We have one of those the lights up.
Yeah. Sure you do. I love it.
Yeah, you're it.
You know, it's so funny because we have the drones and stuff that we use at the school. And I'm playing around with cameras here, trying to see if I can make ILU's little Facebook thing work. And I'm sorry, ILU, I tried. But anyway, so we have the drone now at school. And I was at the hairdresser. You know, we have all the conversations we have. Hi, Penny, at the gallery. But anyway, so I'm in there one day and somebody's talking, and it turns out it's somebody that's kid goes to school with me, and she's like, "You have a drone?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you know what people pay for drone footage to fly through their Christmas lights?" I'm like, "Really?"
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
She said, "Oh yeah." She says, "Oh, people love to have you do these videos of these fly-throughs, and you got to be good at it."
Yeah,
and I mean, we're learning drones. But I was like, that's fascinating, because I've got one kid that's just really gifted at flying that drone. He's good. I'm like, bring it back. And it's so interesting that there are so many careers out there like that.
Oh, yeah.
Look what y'all have done.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you would have the careers you have now?
Not really. No. I mean, we both dabbled in it, and it was definitely a dream of mine to have a design business. But I used to say, I'll do that when I retire from a real job. Like, that'll be my twilight career. But COVID came, and the Lord started stirring that it was time, and it was. So I'm super grateful that I got to do it sooner than my twilight.
And later.
Years.
Yeah.
But for him, he's always taught, but we never dreamt of having something quite like this. Like, he's always done lessons, but
yeah,
we always said we'd have some kind of retail. My dad was, furniture stores and stuff like that, and we thought we'd do some retail. So we actually sell instruments and stuff.
Yeah, I saw the signs out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need to come in and check it out. I've got
guitars,
and right now I've got some amazing deals on guitars and basses. I've got people bring in for consignment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because of Christmas, I mean, if you're looking for an instrument, when you go to buy an instrument for your kiddo, you need to buy it from somebody who knows instruments, and don't buy it off Amazon. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Just, you need to go in and get the one that's going to fit your kid. Because if you got a little bitty kid and you give them a monster, guitar to play, they're not going to be able to hold it. Number one, you've got to, size matters. And as they're growing, there's so many things that
you know this, it's like you have to develop, it's almost like a relationship with your instrument. You've got to play a few of them and go, okay, this one just feels right, sounds right. I know it's weird, but it's kind of like this relationship you have with this instrument. And then you're going to play it a lot. You're going to practice because it just feels good in your hands. That's what happened with me. So
yeah.
And it's really a boutique experience in that we do it by appointment, so that you've got one-on-one time with him to try it out. You're not, being rushed or having to figure it out on your own. You really get a solid window to sit down and have him bring you the different instruments, try it out, especially if it's for a kid and it's their first time. He's kind of making sure they understand. One lady even said, I almost got like a mini lesson during our shopping experience. And it was amazing because I was really able to make sure that my kid was connecting and that this was going to be something he wanted to do. Yeah. Which that's something else. We also lease instruments. So if we have new students that come in and and maybe they're just trying it out, and mom and dad are like, do we really want to spend a couple $100s on an instrument right now? They don't have to. They can rent through us. We do weekly while they're, in session, and it all goes towards the purchase of the guitar or instrument.
What a deal. I mean, that's just awesome. And I cannot say enough about putting some kind of musical instrument in your kids' hands, because you just never know. We've got this kid. I don't know if I've shown you the video of this cousin of my grandson. He's adopted, and the kid is gifted. I mean, we just have no idea what his background is, but he's obviously got something, and that he just from the family. And the kid, his sister was wanting to play guitar, and she kind of got tired. Or, no, it was banjo. She was wanting to play banjo. And so she got very disinterested very quick, but no, he kept going. And next thing I know, man, he's wailing on a guitar and playing Metallica and just, little kid. Yeah. And it blows my mind. I want him so bad in one of your band camps, but they're in Mountain Juliet. And so, and my grandson is too, so maybe I can get both of them down here and they can just come, spend a week with me. How long I'm jumping all over the place, but there's just so much here, guys. That's why I'm so excited that you're our sponsors, because it gives me just all kinds of things to talk about because you've got just so much, diversity in what you do. So you've got the times that you have your summer camps. Right. So what does that entail, and how far in advance do you book that, and what are the particulars on that?
I'm going to let Katy answer this. She answers it a little better.
Well, she's kind of the business end of it, so I'm not surprised because
he is the talent and I'm the organizer.
Yeah. So
I cannot help but teach. It just comes out. So that's what's going to happen. But I do want to say this to kids. You were talking about kids and how amazing they are, talented, gifted. Two things about kids. Number one, they don't realize they can't.
Yeah.
Unless they're told they can't. But if they don't know, they will pick stuff up so quick, and they're just like sponges.
Yeah.
And the time is when they're young to get them interested in something like music. And if they start with music, a lot of times it'll translate to their other schoolwork, and they'll actually learn how to learn. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. You've got to learn how to learn.
I like that.
It totally is such a gift for them when they do an instrument. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Now, the band camps.
Yes. Well, so, and we'll go off of that too about the collaboration. So that's the other thing that everything that we do, whether it's rock band weekly classes or rock band camp, they're learning to collaborate, and there's that motivation. It's like, how many adults have you heard that are like, oh, I took piano lessons when I was a kid, but I don't know, I kind of got bored and I stopped. It's working with their peers causes that motivation to be much higher. They're more excited. They're like, oh, I'm coming together with my friends tonight and we're playing Metallica. It's a song I love. It's not, nothing against classical studies, but for some kids, it just doesn't hold their attention. But if they're getting to play music they love with friends, they're so much more motivated to practice and to show up and to keep going at it. So that's something that we have found that keeps that learning progressing. So rock band, rock camp in the summer times, we do like a beginner camp and we do a more advanced camp. It's 5 days. It's just a 1 week long camp. Typically like 3 hours, like 9 to noon. We do start registering kind of like right before spring break. So we'll start posting like the beginning of March, kind of letting people know that we're going to start filling up. But really it's so like the intro camp is just really introduction to different instruments, little bit of music theory, just kind of giving them some foundation, getting instruments in their hands. We'll group them up in different bands. I mean, we had some last year that came in thinking they wanted to play guitar. And by the time they left, they were like, I love the drums or I love the bass. So they get to, try different things, interact, try out, vocals. They learn a lot of different things about music that week.
It's like a cultivation of interest. What are they really interested in? And many, many times, it's several different instruments. I have multi-instrumentalists galore. They started on guitar, they came in, now they're playing drums, they're playing guitar, they play bass, they play keys, they sing. I mean, it's just like I said,
a lot of utility players coming out of Mr. Perry's music.
That's so cool. Yeah. I've got this young man about to graduate. Actually, he graduates in spring, and he just got that. He's got long hair. He just looks like a rock star, And we had a guy from Vol State in the other day that's a music producer, right? And he's like, "So what do you play?" And he goes, "All of it."
Right.
And he goes, maybe not drums, but he goes, anything with strings? He goes, yeah. And it was just, I got so tickled at him. He was like, oh, you're cool. But it was like, all of it. I got so
That's awesome.
Well, what confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, what great confidence for a kid to be able to say that, and, and I've known some of your students, the young man that plays football. And he was in middle school, and I cannot think. I want to say Jay something. I can't remember. He was taking lessons like a year and a half. I had just gotten the teaching job because I had to stop taking lessons because of my teaching job, and so I couldn't come in on a regular basis. And we hadn't figured that out yet, but we were going to figure it out. When I'm on spring break or something, I'm going to be, can I have an hour? That kind of thing. But and he, I don't think he's taking now, but he's in the halls at Greenbrier.
Oh,
and he's at Greenbrier now.
Yeah.
Because, and I can't think of his name. I'll find it and I'll tell you. But it was so fun.
I know who you're talking about. He played guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really sweet kid
and really great.
And good football player. And so he's kind of concentrating more on football right now. But it's just, I I just love these relationships with these kids, and I don't know. I'm just so tickled to see them, tap into that talent. But I told him, I said, "Are you still playing your guitar?" Yeah, I said, "You got to get back at it." I said, "You can do football and music. You can do them both, man. You can do them both."
Yeah, and music's forever. I mean, sports are
Yes.
amazing and they're wonderful, but not a lot of people at 30 are out playing football.
But you can always,
but you can
always pick up a guitar.
Exactly.
Oh, and I mean, I've had exposure to, of course, mandolin. I'm so envious of his little backpack mandolin. I have tried to find one. You can't find them. That's the coolest little mandolin.
Yeah.
But I had, because I've always played something, and I said, mandolin's always been one of my favorite instruments. I said, maybe I'm playing the wrong thing. I think I like all of them. I think I still want to touch guitar, mandolin. I really want to learn piano bad. I really want to learn keyboard. And I want to do all of it. I want to be like my student, be like all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And to understand it to some degree, and I don't have to be a master at there. That's one thing I really love about your teaching style is that you get them playing right now.
Yeah.
It's none of this, well, you bing, 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 bong, it's like, man, no, let's play something. And it keeps you interested. I think that's what caused me to lose interest is the fact that I would get so bored with the music theory. Now you can get the music theory on me later as it starts clicking.
Yep.
But right now, man, I just want to play Leonard Skinner. Okay.
Yeah. My first question's always, what style of music do you like?
Yeah. Yes.
What do you want to learn?
Yeah.
So, and if it's something really hard, we figure out an easy way. Here's the easy version of it. Let's do that.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really into praise and worship music right now because that's just where my heart is. And so I've been working with the band up at Epiphany on Tuesday nights because April's not there; she's with the band, and so she's not there usually on Tuesday nights. And so I started coming in and doing some singing with them. But I really want to play some stuff, and it's so funny because one of the guys will be like, "Well, do this, and I'm like, that's too much. Give me the basics. Give me the basics."
Just chords.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, stop.
So you're playing keyboards here?
No, I'm not playing anything. I'm just singing back
They need a
up.
keyboard player.
I know they need a keyboard. What's really funny is Joey, the bass player, will also double up on keyboards.
Oh, my word.
You talk
Those
about
guys,
a great place.
They're so
I
talented.
love Tiffany and all the
Yeah.
guys. They're so
And Mikey on guitar. Oh, good Lord, he's good. I mean, they're all good.
They are.
Thomas, I mean, and Rob, drummer.
Rob can play drums and sing at the same
lead.
time and really good at both of them. That's hard to do. He's good.
I think about that. I sit there and watch him playing. I'm like, how are you singing and playing drums?
Playing a rhythm instrument. Yeah.
He told me one time, he said, here's what I teach my students if they want to do this. You have to be able to play the song without even thinking about it. You're playing and you're talking to somebody. You play it until you just are sick of playing it, and then you practice it some more. He said, once you do that, then you can sing because you're not really thinking about what you're doing.
Okay.
So, yeah, he has put a lot of time into his, and he's so talented.
Yeah, he is. And what's really, and that's why I love music, is because just getting to, I tell him, I'm like, guys, thank you for letting me play in the sandbox, man. Because I mean, because it's just, because I'm just sitting there fascinated because they'll go, well, I heard this and I heard that. And I'm like, what do you mean? I just heard music. And they're like, well, I heard the chord here and that's off there. And I'm like,
yeah.
How do you learn that? How do you get that ear?
Yeah.
And it's by
Yeah.
right.
Practice.
Yeah.
Lots of listening. Gotta listen.
It's amazing. Well, it's like this, and I've got to do an ad. We do have some earlier sponsors. Ones like Corbin Creek and Barry and Rebecca Richards, the Exit Realty Garden Gate team, and Cumberland Connect, and all that that've been with us for a long time. We appreciate y'all so much, but we do want to welcome our new sponsors. And I was talking to the music guy that is, he's a audio engineer and works on records. He's worked on like 5 Grammy and had, he's amazing. And he said, he was telling the kids, I was listening to something the other day and I thought, that sounds like me. And I thought, how in the world can you hear your production? Mm-hmm. I was like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, and I looked it up and it turns out, it's one I worked on years ago and I forgot about. And I'm like, how do you pick that out? And what an ear. It's just, it amazes me. So if music's your thing, y'all, you need to go talk to this gentleman. Go talk to Perry at Mr. Perry's Music. And it's the House of Rock or a Rock House.
The Rock House. It's
the
going to
Rock
be a
House.
banner on the front of the house, that says that here pretty soon. So
okay.
We just had it made. Actually, small town startup.
Okay.
That Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I want to. So where are your offices? Do you work out of the home? All that kind of stuff. Let's do that. But I do need to pause and talk about, let's start with Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. I just love them so much. I've got to get out there and restock my CBD oil because, man, when I'm not using my CBD like I'm supposed to, I get that overall body ache, and it's just the difference between, using it and not. And I've heard this from my hip replacement doctor. He says you could really benefit from CBD. It's a natural product. You don't take pharmaceuticals. You don't want to take any medicines. So go and see about CBD. And 2 days later, I found out that the Corbins have CBD products that are produced from the plants that her brother Bill grows. And I was stunned, and I had no idea. Well, they've got, if you go to their Facebook page, you can follow them and see some of the products that you're going to see a lot of the new puppies too. I'll just tell you, they've got a couple of new puppies. They've got a lot of puppy pictures on there, but they've also got pictures of some of the things that you're going to find in the gift store that are infused with CBD that you could get for Christmas for people. I've gotten my kids CBD products a couple of times for stocking stuffers. You can get some oils. Maybe you know somebody that's like, I've been telling them to try CBD and they won't do it. Get it for them for a gift. You can also get some handcrafted items from Miss Jane. They're in the store, some pot holders and the little bowl cozies for your microwave, all kinds of fun stuff that they have in the gift store. And if you're a gardener and you have questions, now's the time to go and ask Amy your questions while she's not so busy. Say, where do I need to put my hydrangeas? What would look good in that corner of my yard? What do I need to do to get my vegetable garden ready? So when spring springs, and it will, before you know it, you are ready. You need to have your garden tilled and ready to go by mid-February because that's when you put your cool weather vegetables in. Those kinds of things that she'll talk to you about. They still have some beautiful collections of pansies that do really well in the cool weather. And, when we get those hard freezes, some things will hold up, and pansies do more than a lot of other things. And they've got some others that are really nice annuals that I had some, it was like a purple cabbage looking thing that I got. I couldn't tell you what it is. That stuff endured way into the cold weather, and it was beautiful in my pots out on my porch and stuff. Don't forget, mums are perennials. You need to plant those, and they'll come back next year if you didn't kill them and forget to water them. But go and see them. 4920 Highway 161, 4920 Highway 161 here in Springfield. You can call them 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. Please always let them know that U-Turn sent you, and thank them for sponsoring One Street Over. Talking with our new sponsors, we're talking with Katy and Katy Miears of Katy Did It and Mr. Perry's Music. I keep wanting to say the other. Mr. Perry's Music.
Rock music.
And
Rocks, Mr. Perry. Yeah.
But I knew it so long the other way. And Mr. Perry's Music. And you see it right there on the road. And it is a fun place. I've taken lessons from him off and on since I've met him. And scheduling's the big thing. Because I've been meaning to call you on my breaks and say, okay, when are you free? And can I come in just for an hour? I've got some songs I want you to see if you can help me with. I can't quite hit this. Because I need you to help me with my vocals. I need you to help me. I want just to learn basic chording on the keyboard so that maybe I can play along with the band and help out if Joey will let me. He won't know he'll let me have the keyboard now. But all those things. So, that's something that you do weekly lessons, but you also can, do blocks of times and things like that. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
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 I knew the answer before I asked.
Yeah, we'll work together. We'll work on whatever we need to. We'll make, it's about you in your journey. It's about the person and their musical journey. And of course, being in a band, of course, you're already experiencing that, being with the Epiphany Band. But that's a huge part of it. And that's why Mr. Perry's is different than the rest, is because we have the band situation. So kids and adults. I have an amazing adult band right now that they sound so good. And a lot of them, it's like I say, I'm like, dust off the guitar, dust off the keyboard, get it out of the garage and come and join us. Yeah. It's free the first time. Anything you want to, it's always free the first time.
When's that? I'll come.
Okay. You just come on down. But yeah, it's like, they, whether it's adults, whether it's children, there's something to learn in the band situation. I guess I'm trying to just make sure that's said, because that's a huge part of, if you don't do that, then you're going to lose interest at some point. Playing just by yourself, that's why people put it back in the closet. That's
my issue.
So it's get out and play, and man, enjoy music.
Awesome. It's fun.
And then if you need to enjoy
we got
remodel,
Well, that's just it. Well, and I was going to do the segue of the collaboration where you were talking about learning to collaborate, and we need to talk more about all the things, because I mean, I was sitting here thinking, like, you just walked in and you're just put together. Your color's great. I mean, you can just tell by looking at you that you have a knack.
Live with her.
So I'm a hot mess all the time. I really am. I just, I'm terrible with fashion. I'm terrible with. Now I have what I like. I tease everybody. I'm like, my house is kind of like Dr. Seuss decorated it. I mean, I have this huge Viking stained glass window. Okay.
Fun.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just weird.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really very eclectic.
Yeah.
And my husband loves me anyway. And my kids, they're all like, "You mother, it's too dark in here. It's too this, it's too that." And so I'm trying to make adjustments to make it more suitable for my family. I need somebody to come in and put eyes on it and go, well, this would probably be, but I want them to take, I would want somebody to take into consideration that I really do love burgundy and I love deep blue and I love all the deep colors, but how do I brighten it up? What do I do to make it pop? Just like your earrings make it pop.
Yeah.
Right? Those kinds of things.
Well, that's something too that I was just telling somebody the other day. I'm like, I'm not the designer that's like, oh, that's a signature style. I call it, some of them, it's like the oatmeal palette. Everything's like beige and white. Like I can do that for somebody if that's their thing. But I had a client that she was like, I want all the colors. And we did all the colors and it was magnificent and brilliant. And then sometimes it's, I want these 2 or 3 colors. My style is not, I'm not going to come in and impose what I want on you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to find out what you want and we're going to freshen it up, bring it up, modernize it if it needs to be, and make it work so that you're comfortable. It works for you and it checks your boxes. It's not about checking my boxes or HGTVs or the latest fashion trend. It's just getting it refreshed so that it feels right to you.
You got to live there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to nix recliners in your living room. Like, we have a recliner in our living room and it is my most favorite spot. Like, our houses are not a showpiece. They're a place for us to live. And I found a lot of people, like, sometimes their home it's a stressor for them. It stresses them out. Like, they come in and they feel bad about themselves that this isn't done or that's not put together or that's not organized or this just doesn't feel good. And so, I feel like we all have a bigger purpose in our life. And when we go home, that should be a place that is solace and refreshing and that we enjoy. And if it's not, then I find it's like a ministry for me to come in and fix that so that you can go do what God's called you to do and do the work and do your job, take care of your kids. And then when you come home, you get that solace. So for us to be able to come in and provide that for people, that's why we're doing what we're doing,
You mentioned something, so let's go this direction. Do you do organizational projects?
I do. I also, I can, but a lot of times I have a partner in industry, Farron Mott. She has Simplified and Organized, and that is her thing. She is the organizing queen. And so if I have somebody that's really got, like, we've done some closet projects together. She'll come in and do the stuff in the pantry and, label and all the fancy stuff, that you see on like the home edit. So a lot of times I'll bring her in and let her rock that piece.
There was a show because when my kids were younger, we had TV on and we would watch a lot of these home improvements. I remember one where they would come in and they would just empty your house and they would put it on tarps.
Oh, I remember that. One? Yes, I love that show.
I'm thinking, I need to do that. Because I've been in my place long enough now. It's just trying to find the weather window where you can do that because I'm so busy.
Yeah.
But that's, now that I'm teaching and I will have blocks of time that I'm off, that's one of my goals.
Yeah.
It's just to empty it out and look at it and go, and have these, I'm like, I need to do that.
Give, sell, keep. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a lot of clients do that. Like, if we're coming in, it is motivation because it's like, okay, if I can do this part, at least like sort through everything and give, sell, and keep, then they don't have the stress of like, but how do I put it all back together? And so then, we don't have, I've had some clients where we don't even buy a whole lot of new stuff. I just come in and we do a purge and we move things around. We use existing. I may, they may be like, oh, I've got stuff in the attic or I've got stuff in the garage. Great. Let's pull from that. And just putting it together and making it make sense for them. We do that all the way down to like the Kazi's. We literally emptied every piece out of their main living area. I mean, it was completely bare.
Really?
Painted everything, did all new light fixtures, overhauled their kitchen and their fireplace, and then put all new furniture in. So there's from one extreme to the other.
Right. He just raved about it. He was like,
they're
it was
amazing.
The best thing ever.
We love them.
I do too. I miss him. I mean, speaking of, we will have, we're going to have a visit with Miss Dickerson tomorrow from she's the interim director of schools, and she'll be in here tomorrow to fill us in on the school board meeting. And I think our new director starts 1st of December. So
all right,
there you go. So we'll get back into the room, but I do miss Dr. Causey. And they're still around though.
Yeah.
They're local and they're sticking around. But whenever they started the process, and he's like, oh, it's the coolest thing ever. They just turn it over. And I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
And I love what you said about, I want all the colors. That's me.
Yeah.
I have all the colors in my Viking. He's awesome.
Oh, I love it. Stained glass. Oh, love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of a warm color. Right now, our house is kind of lighter colors, but I go through different phases. I'm like, okay, we're changing it up. And I want, I grew up in a family of artists. Yeah, he loves it when I'm like, we're changing.
Gotta go get paint.
Yeah, but my grandmother was an amazing artist, and she had olive green trim through her house the entire time I was growing up, and it was gorgeous, like big crown molding and everything. And my mom and I were talking about the other day. I was like, she was so ahead of her time, but she was an artist. I mean, she would paint big murals on the walls in town, and
that's cool.
Back in the day, she was the one that did all the art, all the paintings on everybody's business windows, and so I grew up with that.
Your mom paints too.
And my mom
so
is an
it just
incredible artist.
Trickled down to you.
Yeah. And my mom is the green thumb. So if you ever see any of our outdoor spaces, we'll do people's front porches, back porches. She does all the planted or the potted plants, and she does an amazing array. So she really helps me, make sure we're putting in the right light and what's going to last and what's easy to care for, but also beautiful. And so she'll put all those together for me.
All the things.
Yeah.
I love it. So, and you got started, you were doing little things along, but then you went full time then right around the COVID time?
Yeah. In the COVID time, we had a nephew that had lived with us for a few years, and he still lives here in town, and he was ready to move out. And so he just had clothes, and he was like, I've saved up some money. Will you help me figure out what I need? And so made a list of everything that he would need. I put a budget together, and I was like, this is what I think it'll take. And he said, okay, will you do it? I said, sure. So I just started. And for him, I can work with any budget. So it's like, if it all needs to be off of Facebook Marketplace and Amazon, we can do that. Or people want to go to BF Meyers and buy higher end things, we can do anything. But anyways, we jumped on Marketplace and a bunch of Amazon and Walmart purchases, and it's been about only like 10 days gathering. And I'm talking bedroom suite, sheets, kitchen tables, sofas, the whole thing. And we went in on a Saturday, and he brought all his tools, and we put everything together, hung every picture, put up curtains, put the dishes in. And so after that, he called me every day for 5 days, and he was like, you have to do this. And at the time I was working a corporate job, and I was like, oh, no, I can't. I have to I hold the benefits and the 401k and all that. Yeah. But it was my dream. And so it was kind of a combination of him. I really feel like the Lord used him, because that was my heart's desire. And during the shutdown, I think like a lot of people, I did start thinking about, we have all these kids. I would love to be around more often, have more flexibility, be able to go pick them up from school and go to the field trip if I need to, and it not affect whether I get to take off time at Christmas or not, So anyways, it just kind of over a few days, and I just kind of got a go ahead from the Lord one morning during some prayer time. It was like, how do you think entrepreneurs all over the world do this? Like, if insurance is holding you back, don't. Just go for it. Yeah. And so I'd like a typical creative person. I was like, well, I have to have a logo and a page. So I got on Fiverr and got a logo and made a Facebook page. And I put my first post out there, and Anna Pearson, she's a local friend in town, reached out and was like, I need your help. I've been wanting to redo my living room, and I don't know what to do. And can you come? And I'll never forget, I was driving to her house, and I was like, do I know what I'm doing? I think I know I don't know. Here we go.
love it. That's so fun.
It was amazing. We redid our whole place and paint every room, and I literally took every stitch of furniture out of our living area and dining and put all new in. And so anyway, yeah, and that was the beginning.
It's so cool to see the
I love
client's face too when we get done with them and they come in and go, "Oh my God!" I mean, it's so rewarding in that way
I have the
to know
best
that they
clients.
are.
Oh my gosh, they're family. They really become family. I just adore all of them.
Have you been posting all these reveals?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I gotta go see your
Yeah,
page.
you need.
Okay,
You need
how
to go
can I
follow.
find your page?
Okay, so on Facebook, it's
Okay.
Katy Did It Designs.
Katy
Y. Katy Did It Designs.
Did it designs.
And then Instagram is Katy Did It Staging Design.
Okay.
Because that's another thing we also do. So we do remodels, we do interior design.
Love
Also,
the logo.
thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
And then also do staging for realtors. So that's another big thing. When we started the business, there wasn't a lot of that needed around that time because houses were selling sight unseen.
Sure.
But now that things have slowed down, we're always available for staging. And that really does help with the overall price and speed of sales for real estate. So it's definitely
This is
a great
amazing.
investment.
I love it. What a well done site. Oh my
thank
gosh.
you. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're a Main Street 2023
Yes,
winner.
2 years in a row.
How about that? That is super cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And how did you come up with Katy Did It? Because I think it's so stinking cute.
Well, I think
Oh, and I love this. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
you.
Go to her Facebook page, y'all. Katy Did It Designs. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff.
and our website
And I
is
love that. Oh, I love that color.
that green.
Wow.
I know. Yeah, we do commercial too. So that's Donaldson Massage. It's a massage
wow.
clinic in Donaldson. We did
Beautiful.
Shine Pediatric Therapy here in town.
Yeah.
I worked with
Absolutely.
Aaron Cobb from
Yes.
the get go, and we designed all the spaces and the color palette and
So
decor.
cool.
But yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, this is cool stuff. So tell me about the name now.
Oh, so the name, honestly, I remember I called my dad. My dad's, great business mind. And I was like, help me come up with, I want it to be, I want to have my name in it. That's the only thing I know. I just feel like, I don't know. So we toyed around with a couple of different things. And I don't know, my grandpa used to sing this song to me. He was like, Katy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So it was just kind of in my head. And I really don't know. I think it just came to me.
We just started saying it. I think.
Yeah, just Katy did it.
Katy did
And
it.
then it was
Katy
kind
did
of,
it. I love it.
it was kind of funny in our house. Like, we have a lot of kids and we have an in-law suite and my mom and stepdad live with us as well. So we call it the compound because there's a lot of us.
That's
So
right.
we joke around like, well, how did that get done? Katy did it.
Yeah.
Well, what happened here? Well, Katy did it.
I love it.
So we were like, it just works.
So cool, guys. I'm telling you, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, this
you.
before and after stuff. I'm looking at this, but oh my gosh. So, but now when I want videos of the people coming in going, oh,
I know
you
we
have
do.
those? Yeah.
I really don't. And here's why I haven't done it because I like to protect my client's privacy because I do
I get
post
that.
before and afters.
Absolutely.
Some people are embarrassed. They're like, don't tell people that that's my house, beforehand.
I understand.
And
Yeah.
so I haven't done that. And then also and maybe this is just me, but it really is kind of an intimate thing that I love. And it's just kind of a sweet thing. So I haven't wanted to like publicize it all that much. So I've just stuck to the before and after things. But and we were
because I'll push that.
I know.
Well, and
and I
here's
could ask. Some people may love to do that.
Yeah, just say, hey, listen, this is if they're going to let you empty the house out and then come back in,
Right.
And just say, would you want me to? And if you don't, please say no. But I just think it'd be fun.
Yeah, some
just say it
people,
like that.
some people would love it. So
Yeah.
I do. It's hard to self promote. It's been a really
I'm
big
terrible at
stretch
it.
for me.
Yeah.
I try to get better because I know I've never I come from a family of salespeople, but I always worked in nonprofit because I could not sell something if I didn't feel like there was a purpose behind it. Like I could go fundraise for a great purpose, but I couldn't just go sell a dot and tittle because I was going to make some money on it. So with my business, I feel the same way. I'm like, I feel good about what I'm doing. I know what a service it is. So it's just getting more comfortable with with sharing that.
Well, and it's like I will turn down advertisers if I don't feel like I can do their ad.
Yeah.
I truly, I won't talk about something and say, hey, go check it out if I don't believe in
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and I have, that's why when I reached out to you guys, and I've reached out to a few, you know, there's some people, I've had some people approach me, oh, I'd like to do it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about you. And no, I'm sorry, I can't. And that's why when I reached out to you guys, I knew your work through the Causies. And he had told me about it. He brags on you all the time. And I knew I loved working with him for music. And so I was like, man, I wonder if I could get them to come on and advertise.
Yeah.
So I'm just so thrilled that you are one of our advertisers. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we do need to talk about other advertisers that we love and are dear to us. Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Love those guys. They are fabulous. And one of the best ways to find them. Now, there's all kinds of ways. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. One of the best ways to get them is just Google them. Go Barry Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team, Rebecca Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team. You're going to find unique web pages for each of them. You're also going to find a Facebook page for Rebecca. And you're going to find all you need to know about them. You're going to find out that on his page, he's a marketer. He came out of a marketing background, was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 plus years in Nashville. And he brings that expertise to the realty community. They are separate brokers. Rebecca has been at this a long time. She's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. She's constantly studying, staying up to date on what she needs to know to make sure you're properly represented. She's the broker in White House. He's the broker here in Springfield, right here on the square. They have an office. So they work to help each other, but they are separate brokers, Barry reminds me. But they're cross-Polanians. They've been there 27 plus years. So they're one of us. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Connect with them today. Great folks, great friends, not just of this program, but so many things in the community. They sponsor so many different things. Those little walkthrough tours that you see from real estate, he's done those year after year for Open Door Pregnancy and Resource Center. That's those little tours and videos and things that are done. Barry's the one that's doing them. And they're just always pouring into the community. Love the folks. They've been sponsors for a long time. And if you need help in the real estate community, give them a shout today. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team. sellwithbecky.com or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or just Google them and tell them U-Turn sent you. Continuing on with my friends, Katy and Perry Miears of Katy Did It and Mr. Perry's Music, the Rock House. The Rock House that he's going to be putting on there. You know that little business. It's so funny. When you first put that together and I first saw it, I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I wish that we'd had that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Man.
We hear that a lot.
Oh, I wish they'd had that when I was a kid.
Too. I mean, that's part of why it just made sense is because I started playing guitar at 13 and singing.
A little bit better.
I started playing guitar and singing at 13.
Did you really? 13?
13. And I didn't have anybody to play music with. I was but my dad would take me sometimes to the Bluegrass Festival and I'd get to watch them and maybe, sit in and play guitar with them. And it was the most wonderful thing I had ever done. And I loved it. But then when we go back home, and we lived kind of out in the country, it just never happened. I never really got with anybody. And so I thought, this is awesome. Kids and adults that want to play together, and that's the hardest thing to do is putting together a band. Yeah. I mean, it really is. Yeah. So it's an awesome experience. It's great and these, the kids and teenagers, they have a place to belong, which is really cool. And they get to know each other and they have these lasting friendships, not just the band itself, but like when one band is done and the other band comes in and they start talking, it's just the social gathering that's really cool too. So we really enjoy it. It's awesome.
So, and it, just so people know kind of how it works. So we do a monthly membership, monthly program where they get an hour a week of rock band class. It's $99 a month. So they're getting 4 hours of instruction and we follow like a school semester. So like we started in August, we'll go till like mid-December. At the end of each semester, we do a big concert. And sometimes throughout the semester, they'll have little shows like we were out at Adams Fall Fest at the end of October. We're going to do Float in the Christmas Parade. You'll see one of our bands rocking out some Christmas music. But our concerts are always open to the public too. And let me tell you, they're amazing. I mean, these kids, it's not just like a recital. It's like laser light show, smoke machines. Like it is a rock concert.
It's fun.
It's so fun. And so we laugh all the time. I'm like, man, we're going to give these kids the biggest head. Can you imagine being 13 and getting to play like a real rock star? Like you can't come back from that. So
Jensen definitely has become that.
One of our sons.
He'll come walking on stage and he sings and plays guitar. He'll come up there and he'll have his top hat or whatever he's decided to do.
Yeah, they all dress
and
up.
He just has this attitude like, rock the world.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch them. They do kind of come alive. Even the more timid kids will feel like, they may be a little nervous, but they get that their stage legs, as you would say, and they get to be in front of people, which is another skill that is really cool. I remember being in grade school and being in like 4-H. I remember it so well. And that was the first time I'd ever got to give like a demonstration or a speech and so I kind of got my legs in front of people to be able to talk by doing that. But yeah, what a great opportunity this will be for kids to get to do that. So.
Yeah. And occasionally they'll, one of them will introduce each other, introduce their band, or tell a little bit about their song. And some of the kids are also writing their own music and performing original material.
Two of the bands are like teenagers that are, oh my gosh, they've got a huge list of songs that are their own songs. We're even recording.
Yeah, we record.
Is Aiden part of one of those?
Aiden is part of one of those.
Yeah, and Chrome.
Yeah, he was in my class last year.
He's incredible.
Oh
my
he's
gosh.
really good.
Such a good guitar. He came through a rock camp and I mean, we were just blown away. And he was like, I don't know, I've just been kind of teaching myself on YouTube. I mean, this kid, he's incredible. He's 14 years old and plays better than most 40-year-olds could ever even.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He's a Greenbrier boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But and you can just kind of see him. He's got a swagger in the hall. And you're like, you're a rock star.
He should.
He really does.
He
really does.
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's going to, Miss Vivio, shut up. I mean, I don't have him in class right now. I used to see him every day last year. But he'll be like, shut up. I have to watch it. And I didn't say last name, but they know who he is. They know who he is. But he's very talented.
Yeah,
he's very talented.
for
Well,
sure.
because we did a production and I had him, I said, because I knew he played, but he had never said anything about it. I said, why don't you bring in some video of your band? And some of them were hearing it and they were going, that's you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just
They're
so
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, our
they're
son
so cool.
Jace plays drums in their band.
Okay.
And they all got together at Rock Camp one summer. They were just
So fun.
Yeah, all teamed up.
And they went
in
from
a couple of years.
getting together and learning a few songs and playing occasionally. Now they do their own gigs. They just had a wedding gig, Saturday?
This past weekend.
Are you kidding?
That's like what I want
so
to do.
cool.
When I see that in a band, when I see that they're really serious about what they're doing and everything, man, I'm just like, okay, how can I help you? What can we do? What do we need to do? I'll help any way I can, which, I do with them.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And then now we've got Singularity is another band that's come together that are teenagers that are writing their own songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh, it's
What is the name of the band, Aiden and them's band?
Chromium.
Chromium, that's right. I couldn't remember. I remember them talking about it, but I've just gotten such a kick out of just being in the same space and listening to him talk. Because I think, man, I would have loved to have done that. And
it's neat. All the kids, when they come together, if it's new, they get to pick their band name. They collaborate on what songs they want to learn. And, that all of that is a part of the process of learning how to work with one another and give a little, get a little, that's big,
Well, and, that's something that trying to work with the kids in audio and video production, and when I try to group them together, that collaboration is something I haven't really figured out how to get them to do, because I end up having one that's just kind of an outlier that I'm just trying to pull them in.
Yeah.
And so we all could get better at learning collaboration.
Absolutely.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. We're talking with Katy and Perry Miears. Katy Did It and Mr. Perry's Music. New sponsors here to the program. Just wanted to give you all a day to just kind of understand who they are as I start talking about them all the time and understand why they're friends of mine. Of course, Perry and I've had an association for a while, and I've just known about Miss Katy forever because I've heard and seen pictures of some of the stuff she's done. You can find her on Facebook at Katy Did It Design. And then what was the Instagram?
Instagram is Katy Did It Staging Design.
Katy Did It Staging Design. I love the name. I think it's so cute, and you do some amazing things. And for those of us who are artistic, I don't know, challenged when it comes to the way things work together, which I am, I need help. So, I mean, that's why you need this lady. And if you're interested in music at all, and we've been talking a lot about the kids. I'm 60 years old, guys. I will be 61 in December, and I will never stop working on music's just been something I've always loved. And it's so funny. I've still got to do my Cumberland Connect ad. I don't want to run out of time. But you were talking about as a kid, we'd had this. I'm not sure my daddy would have let me because he was so afraid I was going to try to grow up and go to the honky tonks. So, my daddy was protecting me from the honky tonks. So I didn't get a ton of encouragement from musically, but my parents weren't musical. And so they didn't really know what to do with my musical interest at all. And I think I scared them a little bit because I really loved Tanya Tucker. And I was a big Leonard Skinner fan. I loved all that stuff, so I know I probably made them a little nervous, and they were probably right. Let's pause and talk about Cumberland Connect. Okay, folks, here's the deal. If you want high-speed internet and you're a Cumberland Electric customer, you will have access. I did check in with Senator Kerry Roberts. We kind of figure when he gets it, everybody's got it because we think he's going to be last. And that just shows that they did not show favoritism, but they went to the underserved first. And he lives right on the edge of town. And so that part of the map was considered that they had other options. So those are going to be the ones that had some options are going to be the last ones to get connected. He's still not connected. I talked to him last week. But once he's connected, I think pretty much everybody in the Cumberland Electric family will have access to high-speed internet. And it's $80, guys, will get you a gig. I know we don't need a gig. That's like filling a bathtub with a fire hose, my children tell me, that are tech savvy.
Yeah, but it's so nice to have it.
Oh, isn't it nice? I know. When we're media driven, we love it. But it has made all the difference. I'm a photographer. I do video. I do all these things that I need high-speed internet to do uploads. I was taking and doing photo shoots and then trying to get my pictures to my clients. I'd have to come up here to the radio station and steal the internet. Well, now we're talking about putting it in our barns and all that for the things that we're doing out there because we're entrepreneurs too, and so we're developing things, and so we need the internet out in the barns, and we can have it now just with an extender. Oh, that's so cool. Now, if you're somebody that's having issues financially and you think, well, that $80 is a lot, well, they've got packages that start at just $30, and there's also, because it's a utility now, there's an affordable connectivity program that provides qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you qualify, you could get up to $30 per month. They've got packages starting at $30 per month. It's a utility. It's replaced our phone lines, and they're doing everything they can to get you connected. Cumberland Connect. Go to cumberlandconnect.org if you have questions, cumberlandconnect.org, or you can call them 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. Let them know U-Turn sent you. All right, guys, do y'all have phone numbers for people to get in touch with you? Because I got to get all these particulars down for your ads now. Or how do you prefer people contact you?
I would say, honestly, through our social media. So just going to Facebook, Katy Did It Designs. You can send a message there, phone numbers there, and Mr. Perry's Music Facebook page. Of course, you can Google us if you can't remember that. You can Google Perry Music and probably it'll pull it up. And I think if you just put in Katy Did It, it'll pull up I've got a website and everything as well. And
we'll just remind people of that every day. And so one thing I want to mention about Mr. Perry's Music, can people come and just knock on the door, or could you be in a lesson or what would happen if somebody just knocks on the door and you're in the middle of a lesson or something like that? Does that happen?
It does. I leave the front door open.
Yeah.
So.
Most days from 3:00 till about 8:00, he's there. Typically during the day, we're working Katy Did It stuff.
Sure.
So by about 3:00, he's there. We've got an admin there as well that can help answer questions and everything.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, as far as meeting up to maybe do a little shopping, if you want a guitar or a bass or amp or whatever, strings, we can do by appointment, and I'll stop. Put my hammer down for a minute.
He may show up covered in paint and look a mess, but he switches hats.
Y'all are so cute. I just love y'all. I'm so thrilled to have you guys come on as sponsors, and I think you're going to love getting to know them guys. And thank you for being a part of what we're doing here at One Street Over. Thank you for joining us today. That's it for us. We're going to wrap it up. And again, find them, Mr. Perry's Music, Katy Did It. Google them. Find them on Katy Did It Design Facebook. Katy Did It Design on Facebook. Mr. Perry's Music right there in the middle of town. And is the phone number posted or anything?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it the phone number. I don't think you did.
Well, I forgot. I forgot.
Just give his cell number. That's what he'll
you go.
answer. 615-522-1155.
And
Yes,
one more
I
time.
will answer
Do
that.
it twice. Do it twice.
615-522-1155.
There you go. Mr. Perry's Music and Katy Did It, new sponsors here of our program. We thank you and thank you for joining us here for One Street Over. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a great day.